I guess. You always do, though.
I've never been here before.
I'm new here. This is the CLIT.
No, you found the CLIT.
See?
This is why we need you.
Alright, fine.
But we're girls, so we have the CLIT. You find the CLIT.
You need to find it.
have the CLIT.
What about self-discovery?
Don't you just kind of rub your parts on things from under your right? Anyway, I'm Lainey. This is Corbin. And this is Kira.
Hello.
I brought her here for a very fun discussion because she's smarter than me. You want to flex the degrees?
I mean, I have a bachelor's degree in psychology and a bachelor's degree in criminology. And then I don't have my master's yet because I don't know what I want to do or how much money I want to spend.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah, shout out to my mom for getting me to a degree.
Seriously.
Perks of being an only child.
But, so she knows better than me about, I want to talk about parasocial relationships online, specifically with ones that adults bond with children.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, why it differs from, like, kid to kid. Like, the hate that people are like, you need to get off the internet to, like, Wheelchair Rapunzel or, like, the Daughtry Dozen.
Jacqueline, Ren's mom.
Yeah, but then other family channels, people are like, thank you for sharing this wonderful angel
Oh my
with
gosh,
us.
like freaking LeBrant fam. That's one that bugs me because they're one that's like really part of it, but they don't seem to get the same like fire that the other people do.
Same with Trisha Paytas. People love, they're like, oh my god, your family is beautiful and glowing, and I love to see her grow. But then you go to like Ren's mom, which she deserves it, obviously, and then people are completely different.
That's one of the things, like I will admit, like over time, like my opinions about Trisha Paytas have like flip-flopped. I really liked the podcast when she started doing it. I haven't been keeping up with it as much. Right now, I'm just living for people thinking that King Charles is gonna be her next child.
Well, because he has cancer, huh?
Honestly, it's on my bingo card phone.
King Charles dying?
I think that King Charles is gonna die the day that Elvis Paytas happens.
Oh, she's naming that baby Elvis. She's like, boy or girl, it's gonna be Elvis.
I mean, it's your baby.
Yeah, you too. I like Malibu Barbie a lot.
I like Malibu Barbie. I don't know. I think if she did like Presley, it might be cute. But I know that she wanted to do Elvis for a long time.
But did you not watch the Priscilla movie?
I haven't yet. I didn't watch the Elvis movie either, except the other night I made Austin.
The Elvis movie's awful.
The other night, because you know how every now and then it's just like noise sometimes.
Yeah.
It was with Austin. I just went. Oh! And he was like, what? And I was like, have you not seen the video of Elvis like putting the microphone in his mouth? And he's like, oh! And so I made him watch that video. And then the next thing that popped up on YouTube was a clip of Austin Butler in the new Elvis movie doing the same thing. And so I made him watch both of them.
The Elvis movie was awful. And they completely skipped over. It was like odd pacing. And I don't know. They really skipped over the fact that Priscilla was 14?
Yeah.
And he was like 19?
Yeah, I forget about that. And when I remember it, it doesn't make me feel very good.
Yeah, that's why Trisha being like, I'm gonna name my baby Elvis. I'm like, let's look into Elvis.
Let's think about it. I know. That's why like I still have yet to like get any like tattoos like relating to like any like musicians or anything. Like I think Tim Curry is a safe person. I think I can still get Tim Curry's face on my body.
Never heard anything
but like
that
part of me is just like don't like wait until that person's and then injury and then it's like oh.
We'll cut this part.
That's a nice, disrespectful.
Getting ice, man.
I didn't think about that.
I'm pretty sure Corbin knows no family channels, pretty much.
Is OK Baby still a thing?
Not anymore.
She's a tramp?
Yes. She is a tramp and a whore. So they divorced, and then they got, she started a separate channel, right?
And she always had a separate channel. Like, I think they did, because the weird thing about our opinion on family vloggers is we used to love them.
So much.
And her both.
So much.
And we were the weirdos that would text each other about these actual freaking children that we knew so much about that were complete strangers to us. But Okay Baby was one of the ones that we both really liked.
And because they were from Utah.
Mm-hmm. And I think that they did Okay Baby like when they were first pregnant with their first kid, and then I think her name's Kira, but her name's Kira with a Y. I'm Kira with an I, so I'm okay.
And then there's another Kira, right?
I don't know.
Okay, so if there's a Y in your name, you're the evil.
I have a theory about how names are spelled, but we can get into that another time. But I'm pretty sure she made her own channel either like right around the time or right after their first kid was born, so that she could do her like baby's 3-month update.
Yeah, and then it like blew up. But yeah, and then so she was posting on her personal channel, but then she stopped showing the kids' faces. Which is great, but doing that without deleting all the previous content with their faces, and it really doesn't.
Well, and the reason why they stopped was because like I was following the like snark page on Reddit, and I don't remember who found it or exactly how it came up, but like the internet's big and people are creepy and you don't know who's doing what. So it had come out, like people found boards on Pinterest called like Yummy with these little kids' pictures on them. And so when people found those Pinterest boards, they brought it to their names are Oscar and Kira, and I think people were also like trying to contact their parents,
like the
and
grandma.
just really like sound the alarm and be like, this is what's happening. So after that, like, yeah, they don't show their kids' faces anymore. Like,
Oscar's a realtor now.
yeah, I don't,
You know that?
It checks out.
I don't pay attention to what Kira does really, other than what Dad Challenge
I was about to
podcast
say.
commentates on her. But she,
Started only-
from what I understand, I think she still like shows like clips of the kids, but you just like can't see their faces. But like they're essentially still in the content.
Did she start an OnlyFans?
I don't know.
She was selling sex toys. That's
she was
another
doing
thing.
like ads for like sponsorships with like
Adam and Eve
I
or something
forget
like
what
that.
the company's called. Something that starts with a B, but like she was doing sponsorships on Instagram with companies that sell like vibrators and
then
like
she'd be
sex
like-
toys and
She'd be like, my sex life is so great ever since I got blah, 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 blah. And the Dad Challenge podcast talks about, like, if you're going to put your kids' faces on the internet and also, like, your butthole or your sex life.
What is it with you and my bags? You just want to climb in all of my stuff. Go bother him. We're filming a podcast.
Yeah, but, like, putting your ass or, like, your sex life on the internet and then proceeding to be like, and here's my toddler.
Well, and like
Which is gross.
Well, how do you think you got there?
I could be wrong. Like, I don't remember if this was one of her videos or if it was just a post. It might have been both. But she had, like, posted, like, this picture on Instagram where she's, like, holding this, like, little thing. She's like, and literally, like, the post right before it is, like, a picture of all of her kids.
Yeah.
Or, like, there was one video where she is, like, talking about, oh, like, this company is sponsoring me, use my code, and you can get this discount or whatever. And then, literally, like, after doing that whole ad, it cuts back to the vlog, and it's her kids running around. And, like, the thing is, like, I don't want to be, like, anti, like, woman or anti-people, because I do think, like, if somebody is doing sex work and that is their choice and they are comfortable with it, they are happy with what they're doing, and that's 100% their prerogative, like, I think that's awesome. Like, you're allowed to do whatever,
Sex work is real work.
like, yeah, like, if you're allowed to do whatever you feel the most comfortable doing, like, if that's what makes you happy, like, but I just, the thing, and, like, Dad Challenge podcast does say this a lot, but, like, I just don't think that if you're choosing to promote yourself as, like, a sex worker or somebody with an OnlyFans, or, you know, I don't necessarily think that your children need to be part of what you're broadcasting to the internet.
Because it's not their choice to have their face associated with your sex work.
Like, I forget which state it was in, and I think it was, like, a Catholic school or a Christian school, but there was a school somewhere where this mom was dropping off her kid, and she literally had like her OnlyFans tag on the back window of the car. And because I think it was a religious school, I don't remember if it was like a Catholic school or what, but the administration had asked this mom like, hey, can you please like either take that sticker off of your car or not bring...
send me the link directly. The one that you have posted doesn't work.
Or like just don't drop off in that car. Like bring a car that doesn't have that sticker. So instead of that, she got a bigger sticker, stuck that on the car, and continued dropping the kids off. And I forget all the ins and outs, but I'm pretty sure that kid like had to stop going to school there because it was becoming such a big issue.
And then I think the only person that's handled this situation well is Hawk Hates You.
Yeah.
They've always hid their kid's face.
I do like that.
They've never, like, even before it was like the big thing. Like, they've always hidden their kid's face.
Yeah, and like, because you'll just be able to like hear their kid talking, but the camera's just on them. I think I unfollowed Hawk.
I unfollowed Hawk for
I don't know the
reasons.
details, but I think that there was like drama going on, and I unfollowed at that point.
I unfollowed when the situation in Vegas happened. Do you remember that?
No.
Where they like
I
brought
kind
a
of
couple
forgot
with them.
about Hawk though.
Yeah, they pop up they're on Book Talk now. They post book videos.
Okay.
But
Book video.
they showed up on, or when I unfollowed
Watch
them.
me spread my pages of the link below.
When I unfollowed them, there was like this situation in Vegas where they brought a couple with and ended up against the boyfriend's wishes, like locking him out of the room and sleeping with the girlfriend, I think. And so he was screaming like assault or something. I don't know, but that's why I unfollowed him. It was just getting complicated. But yeah, I think this whole idea came to mind because I was watching a Franklin video and I unfollowed that mom, but she did stop showing their faces.
That's good.
But she like...
It took a long time.
It took way too long. But what the top comment was like, oh, our baby Franklin. And like the usage of the word "our." I was like, ew.
Our, yeah, like people...
Just communists.
It's like
Oh.
people who film
Franklin.
their day every single day and like what they're doing and stuff, like you put that online, like people come to feel like they know you. And like I remember trying to like explain these YouTube videos that I was watching like to my mom and being like, oh yeah, those YouTube people that I watch in Florida who have this kid, like the kid did something really cute. And my mom was kind of like, don't you think it's weird that like you know so much about these kids' lives and like they're literally like a stranger? But I was like, oh my gosh, like that's freaking scary. Like they're like, these kids are little. I mean, they're being put on the internet until they're adults, but like imagine, you know, being one of those families and like maybe you're in an airport traveling or something and some random person is like talking to your 5-year-old because like, oh, we watch your videos on YouTube, like we know you, and this 5-year-old's like, I don't know you, but yeah, so that's where I feel like it can get kind of spooky. I feel like I only watched family vloggers for a really long time, and actually it was Colleen Ballinger when she started daily vlogging at the beginning of COVID. Yeah, she started vlogging in like March 2022 because I think she was going on tour or something, and then COVID, and she just kept vlogging. And so I was watching her videos every day, like especially during the pandemic, because when you're just like locked up in your house and you can see what other people are doing when they're locked up in their house, it doesn't feel as isolating. But yeah, then like she had her kids, and like I kept thinking about like, I know so much about these children who literally do not understand why they're talking to the camera every day. They do not understand the concept of the internet or how many people are watching them, like
how vast it is,
and
like the weirdos. There's always gonna be
and
weirdos.
That's the other thing. Like a lot of family vloggers will say like, oh well, we ask our kids if they want to do the videos, and if they don't want to be in the videos, like they don't have to be in the videos. But it shouldn't even be up to that, because in the first place kids should not be being posted online, but also like your 2-3-year-old, like Ren and Jacqueline, just like for an example.
They don't know what they're
Do
doing.
you think Ren understands
Have
what
you
is
seen that?
happening to
Is
the
Ren
content of her on TikTok?
Sexualized one.
Yeah, where the mom makes her say things like,
Yeah.
uh-oh, I swallowed it.
Or like everything she ate at the fair, and it'll be like her eating a big pickle and then a big corn dog and like, but like on these videos, literally they have so many saves, and like I don't know for sure because I haven't personally seen it, but it's like, why would somebody save a video of your child eating a giant corn dog?
Yeah, no, there's...
Why would somebody want to hold on to that for later?
So gross. Yeah, I can't even think.
And then
of
she
it.
came on her
Gross.
video and she's like, I have spoken to the FBI and there is no evidence that my daughter's likeness has been found on the dark web. And she just like continues to post this content of her kid, but like once you know that the stuff that you're voluntarily putting out about your own child, once you know that it's being taken in a different context and it's being used for things that are not okay or not what you intend, like, wouldn't you be like, oh my god, I have to step in and protect my kid, like, we're shutting it down. Like, let me...
Well, and like I saw a TikTok
I need
today.
to look up the guy's name because I can't think of his name, but I want to talk about him because I think he's doing it the right way.
That creator friend must go crazy.
Yeah, jeez. No, I saw one today that's like, even on a smaller scale, this mom posted a video of her kid at their like 6th grade recital or something, and the little girl like picked her nose and was like smelling her armpits and like just doing all these kind of gross kid things.
Mm-hmm.
And the mom posted it, and my first thought was like, if my mom put this video of me on the internet, I would be livid.
Yeah.
I remember when I got my braces on and my mom got this picture of like, you know, when they put the big like mouth stretcher in, and it was like a really big close-up, and I've got like 3 chins, and I was like in 5th grade and I just didn't know what I was doing with my clothes or my hair, and my mom had put that picture on Facebook just like, oh, Kira got braces, like, woohoo. And then once I got old enough to be on Facebook and I saw that that picture of me existed on the internet, I was like, oh my god. And I went to my mom crying, asking her to take it down, literally just because like of my little double chin and like my nostrils being all flared. But it's like, that's how I felt. That's how I felt about a picture of me getting my braces put on, like
picking your nose and eating it, or
literally, or like saying, oh, I swallowed it. Is that okay? Like knowing that my mom was okay with posting that stuff about.
They're never.
It's
All these family
heartbreaking.
bloggers are gonna have no relationship with their children when they get older.
The guy that I wanted to talk about, and I don't really keep up with him as much anymore. I did continue to follow him though because I think he's handling the right way. Forgive me if I'm saying his name wrong, but it's Grant Konbalanov. He, they used to be like the Eliana fan or the Eliam fan.
Okay.
And like their daughter Eliana first started going viral because they were making these TikToks and everybody was like, oh my gosh, she looks like Matilda, like from the old movie with Danny DeVito.
And so they would put like ribbons in her
they
hair.
would put ribbons in her hair, and they would have cute little videos where she's like boom and they turn the lights on, or she's like pushing and the chair's rocking. And so they started making videos with their son too, and I don't know what the ins and outs of it all were, but I remember just getting on TikTok one day and seeing that the name had been changed to the dad's name, and he was talking about like, hey, we're not going to be showing our kids anymore. It's gotten to a point where our children are concerned about numbers and likes and views. Ooh. And he was like, I don't want my kids to worry about this. And I don't know if anything, like with OK Baby, how their kids' pictures were on the weird like Pinterest boards. I don't know if anything like that happened with these 2 kids. But yeah, they stopped showing their kids, and I believe they took down all of the old, no they did, they took down all of the old content of their kids, because I remember him coming out and asking like, if you saved videos of our kids, please delete them, like if you have shared them on other social medias, take them down, like we're trying to get our kids off the internet. And one of the comments that I saw was like, what pushed you to change your mind so quickly? And this guy Grant had responded, we opened our eyes. Like they had just become aware of how damaging it could be and like how dangerous It could be for their kids, and they made the right choice to just, okay, we're done. And I think that's the best way to handle it. Like how you said, Franklin's mom, I forget her screen name. Are you saying hi to me for the first time?
That's wild.
Yeah, she's trying to get your rubber butt.
This undisclosed cat is like so shy. You want me to rub your butt for real life?
Yeah, she likes
Oh my
scratchies.
gosh. Okay. Nice to meet you, Jasmine. Wow. She just never let me pet her
Isn't that
before.
crazy? She's getting so
Literally,
better.
like, she came up to me and got, like, kind of cozy, and I lifted my hand to pet her, and she was like, wah!
Yeah.
and ran
that's
off.
fine.
Okay, anyways.
I think someone that's
Oh,
really bad.
Sorry, what I was going to say. With Franklin's mom, like, how they're, like, or any family vloggers who find out this stuff and they make the choice to take their kids off, and they're like, we're not posting anymore, but they leave all of the past content up, and, like, yeah, you get royalties and money off of that, but, like, if you're not trying to show your kids anymore, why don't you get rid of what already has been put out?
Exactly. There's no point in, like, taking them off. You're just gonna leave all that off. But
Right.
The mom that I think is really bad is Sway. Do you know Baby Sway?
Oh my freaking god! I used to love Looney. That's her
Is that her name?
Yeah, I used to love her videos with Sway, and then I unfollowed her around the same time. And like I feel like the content that she was making with her kid was a little bit different than the other content that like typical family or mommy vloggers would make with their kids.
Yeah.
And so like I kind of continued to follow her after I unfollowed everybody else, but then I was like, no, like this is the same thing. I just need to recognize it for what it is.
Sway just like, it's to the point where she knows when the phone's open, like she knows to perform.
That's
like,
not okay.
And I think she could be a really good actor one day, because she's really into Harry Potter right now, and she can recite like whole scenes of Harry Potter.
Oh, is that the one you sent me?
Yeah, where she's like playing with the dolls, and she's like, "It's Leviosa."
I think I've seen her like running around casting spells and stuff.
Yeah, but she knows, she'll like check the camera, like she knows to look at the camera and like check the camera, because that's all she knows. Like, because her mom was pregnant when she was already famous on TikTok, right? Or like she was famous before.
Well, like
she
I
got
remember
pregnant.
when she was born. Yeah.
And so that's all she's known, is like the camera means like I'm being filmed, or like, you know, like she knows to do something.
Yeah, and like I don't know, maybe now while she's little, she might think that it's fun, and she likes to wear the Harry Potter costumes and run around with the toys and say the things. But like, I don't remember where I was gonna go with that. Dang brain.
Boys.
I feel like it's kind of like there should be like a cutoff, you know? Like if your child grows up with that, like for example, like the Dodger doesn't, right? They're younger, it's like, I don't even know their names, but like Brody or something like that.
Yeah.
They're still very young, so if they grow up seeing the camera all the time, what are they gonna think when they're like, I don't know, like Alex's age, or like someone who's like an adult?
Yeah.
Because he's like a grown adult, he's like, oh, okay.
He's 18 now.
Yeah.
You reminded me of what I was thinking. The fact that she's how old? Like
3.
Not like still teeny tiny, and she's like aware of the camera. Like that's something that can become so damaging in these families. And like what you said with Dr. Dozen, like even her little kids, like they're aware of the camera, and they're aware of like how we act in front of the camera versus what we do when the camera's gone. And like maybe she's having fun now, like, oh, when mommy holds her phone up, like I get to do this and I get to wear this costume or whatever. But like it's gonna turn into, where's the camera, is it turned on?
Yeah.
Where's the camera? Is it turned on? Where's the camera? Is it turned on? Like, I don't know. I saw something on Reddit, because there are some kids from these family vlogging channels who have come out and either contacted certain creators on social media or just made like anonymous posts to Reddit talking about things. And I wish I knew exactly where I'd seen it, but there was a Reddit post from someone claiming to be a child from like one of these vlogger families, and they were saying that they and their siblings only ever felt comfortable like getting dressed in the bathroom with the lights turned off, because they didn't know where a camera might be. And a lot of it's like, I'm gonna prank my daughter for these clickbait views, so I'm gonna hide a camera somewhere, like.
Or like there's that clip of the mom trying to get a thumbnail with her son, and he's like actually crying.
And she's like, no, like cry,
and she's like,
cry
I'm
more.
crying. He's like, I am crying,
And she forgot to cut that part out of the video.
I've seen that clip,
Yeah.
you showed it to me. That's fucking insane.
But like to be so disassociated with the reality of your child's feelings, to be like, we need this.
Like your child is actually grieving right now, because wasn't it like a pet had passed away or something? Like their child was actually grieving, like their first experience with death. Meanwhile, this mom is like, oh, like we're gonna get some views on this. Like
those are good tears. Keep them coming.
Well, like it can like affect them in like personality way, right? Like if you're trained to act like a certain way when the camera's on, and then you're basically like a double life. You know, like when the camera's off, like what's like who are you? Yeah, basically.
That is a little weird.
You're living like two different lives.
We need to stop family vloggers because they create theater kids.
Well, that's what I'm saying about Sway. Sway could be a wonderful actress one day
Or
when she's old enough to decide that.
The Ballinger family. It's Christopher. He's Colleen Ballinger's brother. He and his wife have had a family vlogging channel for freaking ever, and like they started when their oldest daughter was like a toddler. I don't know how old she was, but they have like 6 or 7 kids now, and their oldest daughter is literally like 16, and it's almost like they're infantilizing her still. Like she's wearing like bows in her hair, and it's just like yeah, and JoJo Siwa was their friend, like this little girl. JoJo Siwa went with this little girl to get her ears pierced at Claire's, and like I could talk about JoJo Siwa for 100 years because I think that she is definitely a victim of child exploitation, but unfortunately has been made such a victim of it that she cannot be aware.
And she repeated it.
And she's repeated it with XOMG Pop.
Okay, so you did hear about that, yeah. That's the only part that, because I loved JoJo Siwa. I loved JoJo Siwa.
We loved JoJo until
the XOMG stuff
stuff, and then
because like
recently
I can't blame someone for being a part of that cycle, but like repeating it is where I was like, come on, dude. I do love the Karma song. I do.
So does Colleen have kids?
She has 3.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
She had a son. She had a son who she exploited the frick out of, and then she ended up, and it was one of those things like. It was one of those things.
It was like babies.
I could be wrong. I think that she had like posted about having a miscarriage, and she was like really torn up about it because she and her husband didn't want any more kids. But then when she got pregnant and lost that chance, she was really like heartbroken. But then she ended up having twins. She got pregnant again, and she ended up having twins. So that was just way more. 2 more babies to exploit now.
Film, yeah.
And like I follow like the snark pages on Reddit about her because I don't watch her. All of these people like I'll unfollow them, I'll unsubscribe from them, but I'll go subscribe to the snark pages on Reddit because I'm like I want to know what they're doing still, but like I want to view it from this like lens.
You don't want to. That's what Dad tells you. Is like I watch it so you don't have to give them views.
Yeah. But like I remember one of the things that Colleen Ballinger always said was because she found out at whatever point during her pregnancy that one of her twins was going to be a boy and one of her twins was going to be a girl. And like with her first son, like she made videos like giving my son girl toys, like letting my son do my makeup. And this whole thing was like, I'm not going to enforce gender on my kids. Like I'm going to let them play with the toys that they want to play with. I'm going to let them wear the clothes that they want to wear. Like, I'm just going to let them do what makes them happy. But then it's like once she had the twins, it was like so heavy, boy on her 2 boys. And then like her one daughter, like always in dresses or tutus or bows. And it's just kind of like, I don't know.
So she wanted a girl. That's what she wanted a girl.
Yeah, the favorite for sure.
The thing that if you haven't watched, you've watched the Dad Challenge podcast episode about wheelchair Rapunzel. They're not listening. But she says that people were telling her like, just take her off the internet. Like, don't post your baby in DCFS when we get called. And she's like, that's like telling a bullied kid not to go to school. And Dad,
you and me stopped going. You and me stopped going to school when we got bullied. So I mean, like.
But the kid's not like it's different. Like at school, you can fix that. You can be like, whoa.
You want to be tall?
Don't lick those, please. Hey.
Oh my God, you're about to get mad.
But yeah,
Chirac in her mouth.
when she used that like comparison, Dad Challenge podcast got like pissed. He was like, it is not the same. Hey, you stop. You needed to add something.
In what regard?
Any regard.
Dallin just pulled up, he just looked up family vlog on YouTube.
Yeah.
And the first one that came up was the Royalty family. I don't know if you have any, they don't appear to have any small ones. Like it looks like maybe a 14-year-old and a 9-year-old.
Yeah, it looks like it, because that guy's pretty old.
Yeah.
And he's like a child of theirs.
But I had no idea these were so popular. 3 million views in one day.
Have you looked at the Daughtry Dozen page?
No, I haven't. But like,
Dougherty Dozen's views are like.
They're going down.
All people watching Dougherty Dozen's channel are hate viewers and.
But I watched someone that I sent you the video about somebody that did an estimation on ad revenue that they get from TikTok alone, and it was like $50K a month from TikTok alone. And they didn't even look at their YouTube channel or Instagram or ads that they do or promotions. It was strictly TikTok views.
Bro.
And I think it's for every like 1,000 views you get like $1 or something. Yeah. And yeah, they are making huge money off those kids. Huge.
That just like makes me sad.
I'm glad that Nevaeh left.
No, seriously. Yeah. I don't know.
That whole situation was messy.
That whole situation was messy. All the Dad Challenge podcast videos about that were crazy. If you can't tell, we watch a lot of Dad Challenge podcasts.
I love him.
I don't mean to just like sound like I'm regurgitating everything that he says, but
he makes great points.
He makes really good stuff.
And he's very educated on this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, he has kids of his own, so he's very opinionated.
And I started taking this so seriously when I started working with kids, because I work with kids and like I don't want to say much about what I do because again the internet's scary and I don't want anyone to like come find me and put the kids that I work with at risk. But like literally. But like I cannot imagine and just like all of the stuff that they go through, and like obviously I have to keep a lot of it private. I'm bound to confidentiality and things, but like I have worked with students that are going through, you know, like genuine crises and just the way that like these, if this were to happen in a family on social media, like that would all be made for views when it could be something where a kid is actually like really struggling. Like there was a situation that was really, really hard the other day and I can't get into it at all. I would if I could, but like if somebody, like if that kid's parent were to come to the school with a vlog camera and be like, okay, this is what my kid's going through and this is how the school decided to handle it and this is what we're gonna do now, like that would just be awful. Like these kids, they cannot understand, they cannot give informed consent to be online. And
have you seen what's his name, Cash? He's like the older kid on TikTok with autism.
That makes me really mad.
Did you see the dad spoke about it?
I haven't seen.
So dad posted one TikTok only, and he's like, I will only speak on this once. But he was like, that is not how Cash is. He was like, Cash, when he comes to my house, they're like divorced. He's like, when Cash comes to my house, he is not aggressive. He does not hit me. He does not scream like that. If he's having a hard time, he takes a lap outside. And he's like, the mom agitates him for TikTok.
I can 100% see that in the videos that she's posted. And like, what I will say is that I work in behavior and special education. I work with kids who are on the autism spectrum or have learning disabilities and developmental delays. And like, it can sometimes when kids are going through stuff, they can get aggressive because behavior is communication. And it's clear that in like those videos of Cash, verbally he cannot communicate what he wants to his mom. Like maybe he's saying Applebee's car, and she's like, we're not going to Applebee's today, we're going tomorrow. And so what he's thinking is, I'm really frustrated, I'm really upset, this is what I want to do today and I don't get to do it. And so he's getting aggressive, and it's like, that should never be, like, that's such a vulnerable thing for those kids when they're in those moments. It's so vulnerable when they escalate to that point where they become physically aggressive.
Yeah.
And it should not be recorded and put online. But then again, it's like...
Well, she also posts some, like, in the middle of the tantrum. Like, she never shows the start of it. And I think at the start of it, she's either ignoring him or purposely agitating him.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she turns the camera on, she pretends to console him.
And
Have you seen that?
I understand what it's like. You know, the kids that I work with, they can be really, really hard sometimes. I understand what it's like to get just as mad as they are and to want to stoop to that level and, you know, yell at them back or say those mean things. And it's like, that's when you need to leave the room. Like, maybe Cash is super frustrated about something and he's aggressive. He's gonna be okay. If you step out of the room for 5 minutes to collect yourself and get your thoughts back together, he's gonna be okay for that time while he's alone.
Well,
but like,
and from what Dad says, it sounds like he actually is there enough to know he needs to go calm count, because Dad said yes, he gets upset. We send him outside to take a walk, and he walks around the house a couple times, and he comes back inside. And the dad says when he gets upset like that, I know he's angry, he's uncomfortable. Like, he's like, there's something wrong. He's like, Cash does not just act like this for no reason.
Well, and kids are not gonna get to that physically aggressive point.
Oh, he beats the
for
shit
no reason
out of that mom.
Either. Like,
he grabs her.
That's when they get like really, really, really
He's
mad.
a big dude, too.
And
he's big.
Yeah.
Well, and so people in the comments, since they don't know everything, they're like, you need to put him in a home. Like, they're like, you're not safe. But I think it's flipped. I think he's better off without the mom. I think he needs to live with his dad.
Yeah.
He needs some sort of, like, someone that he's, like, stable with.
Especially
and not
if
gonna, like, ignore him.
living with his dad is gonna mean he's not being put on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what Dad said. And I think Dad's doing some, like, custody things right now because of it. Like, he's like, I'm not comfortable with this. And the way the mom portrays it is like the other kids are scared of Cash. And he's like, that's not true. He's like, they play with him at my house. Like, he said literally everything is different at my house. And he's like, one of the big things is that since Cash has autism, he likes, routine. And so he's like, at my house we have routine. It's stable.
yeah.
We know what he needs when he needs it. Like, he's like, and he's like, my ex-wife is not stable and she doesn't have a stable routine environment, and so it really upsets Cash.
Well, and on the spectrum or not, kids thrive off of routine. Kids
Yes.
do their best when they know what's coming next, like they know what to expect, and they have the same pattern every day.
This little,
Gremlin.
Yeah.
You trying to take over the
she
podcast?
is.
What you want to say?
I used to work with special ed kids as like a TA, and so like I remember
You're blocking the mic.
at first like I know for a fact that I did not do well just because
It's a
I
lot.
never like interacted with
It's
them.
a learning curve. Like,
It's
Really
definitely
hard.
like I was supposed to like help them like their homework and whatnot, which is like cool, or like have them like stay focused on like their classes. I didn't know what to do. I just and like they would get frustrated and upset when one of them I'm pretty sure had just some severity of autism, and the other one just like as if it was like ADHD or whatever. And so like I like sit down with like the teacher, and he told me, he was like, hey, like, you know, when they do get like off track of this, here are some steps that you can like do, like, you know, like the 5 things, like what's fun you can see, here's
Yeah.
this. I was like, okay, and he was like, and make sure like
you're
you
not
know,
drinking my
they know
water.
that you're there for them, you know,
Yeah.
like you're just there to help. Don't try and like make them do anything, because that's just gonna get them more frustrated. Or if they
Right.
don't understand something, try and help them get to the conclusion.
Yeah, but like, I just can't imagine forcing my kid into a meltdown, filming it, and then acting like the victim on social media. Being like, I know, guys, like, it's okay, I'm
Well,
okay. Shut your bitch ass up.
Well, and like as the parent too, like I don't know, as adults we get mad, we have things that happen, we still have feelings like when we're banged, but like what if something were to happen that were to really make her mad and she were to, you know, I'm pissed and start screaming, maybe she's throwing stuff, maybe
Yeah.
she like punches the wall, whatever. Would she want that filmed and put on TikTok?
I wouldn't.
No.
I was,
No.
like, even my proudest moments as a kid, like, I would not want, like, documented and put for everyone to see. Because, like, no matter how amazing an accomplishment is, the internet is gonna be like,
Well,
fucking bitch ass, acne ass motherfucker.
Ramen noodle hair.
Yeah, like say some shit and like, especially as a kid, like that shit will affect you. Like even as an adult, like I'm sure if one clip from our podcast goes semi-viral, it's gonna get to Lainey's side of TikTok and they're gonna bully me and be like, this dude never does a goddamn hair. He's right.
Every time we watch this, every time we watch this back, Corbin goes, do you think I'll ever remember to make sure my hair doesn't look awful?
How does it? I put product
It
in
looks good. You're
Thank
fine.
you.
I was
My
gonna remind you.
hair was a mess, and I have not washed it since I don't know when, so it is just up.
Yeah, I haven't done my hair today.
Oh my god, Butter.
Her name is.
Keeping the bad away from trying to jump inside of it.
Yeah.
It's because she can't get in mine.
But all in all, it's such a weird thing we're dealing with because it's such a new problem. Like the internet and the vastness of it, and TikTok especially.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new problem that
And
we're
it's
trying to figure out.
and like with technology and social media, it evolves and it moves so much faster than we can regulate it.
Yeah.
Imagine in the medieval ages that like you're raising your kid and he does some like normal kid shit and you're like, all right, let me hire another kid. We're gonna tour every town in the kingdom to reenact the fuck shit you just did.
We're gonna invite people
Make
to
sure
the
that you called
shows,
me
and we're not gonna give
a
you
wench.
any of the gold coins.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that just reminded me of Mama June.
Oh my gosh, that
So,
made me so
Honey Boo
upset.
Boo?
I'm not at all surprised.
Okay.
Honey Boo Boo's mom took all the money that they had supposedly put away from the show for, her name's Alana? Alana. And when the mom was deep in her drug addiction, she spent all of it. Millions
all the
and
money.
millions
It
of
was
dollars.
called Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, and this little girl, I think she was like 6 or 7
She's
when they
little.
started the show. She like made all this money for her family, and like it was supposed to be put away for her. And yeah, like the mom explained like, well, it's gone. Like I had to spend it because I had to take care of us. Like your sister went to college, and we needed to buy cars, and we had weddings, and she's like, that was not my like
Yeah,
that
she's
was
like,
not
I
my
didn't
money.
need
Like
anything.
I did not choose to spend that money on that stuff. And then they were just like, where's the rest of it? Where's the rest of it? And she's like, I used it during my drug addiction. But
And she's claiming there was like, I don't know, like 70,000. Like she's saying there's not a lot of money.
I don't know. Here Comes Honey Boo Boo grossed over $3 million.
That's what everyone on the internet was like.
Being
okay.
on a show that grosses over $3 million, almost $4 million, and not having a penny to show for it,
Well, because now
I'd never speak to my mom again.
Honey Boo Boo, Alana just graduated high school and she's trying to go to college to be a doctor.
She wants to become a nurse.
She wants to be a nurse.
So she's trying to figure out how she's going to
No
pay for
money.
college. She calls her mom and she's like, hey, I'm starting college. Like, I need my money. And then they have this whole thing. And a lot of it, too, like, with child actors, it's not up to the speed with, like, vlogging and social media and YouTube. But with child actors for a really long time, there have been Coogan accounts, which is an account that I forget the percentage.
Disney did that a lot.
I think in Jeanette McCurdy's book, I think that it was 15% going into her Coogan account, but basically it's a set percentage of the child actor's earnings is to go into the Coogan account and not to be touched until they are 18. And that is what is left for them to keep. Whatever the other percent is, that 85 or however it is in those agreements, whatever.
That's
the
what
parents,
Josh Peck had.
yeah, the parents
talked about his
can,
Cougar account.
the parents can do whatever they want with that money. And so, and so when I was seeing this with Honey Boo Boo and her mom, I was like, what about a Coogan account? And right as I'm thinking this, they cut to like one of those one-on-one shots with Mama June, and she's saying, I would have put the money into a Coogan account, but they were living in Georgia when they were filming in the show. Georgia's not a Coogan state.
Yep.
So legally, she didn't have to put anything aside for her daughter, so she didn't put anything aside and just blew it all.
Dang.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe it's not a Coogan state, but you can get a savings account.
Yeah.
Like, you can still put that money somewhere for your kid when it's theirs that they've worked for. especially when their shows gross $3.7 million.
And oh my gosh, that show's still huge. Like, I'm sure if they signed the correct contract, that Honey or Lana should still be making money off it. But I think the mom is just a fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
I also wouldn't put it past TLC?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they feel like a very exploitative channel.
Yeah.
Like,
they had Honey Boo Boo, John and Kate +8.
They have
Unexpected.
Tiaras.
I mean, the 1,000-Pound Sisters still live in bumfuck Kentucky.
On disability.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they really want to live anywhere else. They actually haven't really talked about, I mean, they go on these vacations and, like, someone's paying for these surgeries that they're getting.
You just keep thinking about the cameo you got Hannah for her birthday.
Oh my god. That was the best gift I've ever given. I was so happy about that. And, like, I was gonna get one of, like, both the sisters, but for some reason Amy charges a little more than Tammy.
She was more likable for
Her
most
bills
of
are paid.
I was gonna say that's probably
Yeah.
why.
Have you watched the new season?
I haven't watched the new season.
Sucks in the new season.
Yeah.
She's awful, and Tammy's great. Tammy
Interesting.
is so stable, and she talks about how, like, she started going to therapy, and, like, ever since then, like, she's been on a great path.
I haven't seen a lot of the show, but a little clip showed up on my TikTok where they're at the doctor, and the doctor's like, "When did you last have your period?" And Tammy's like, "I don't know, but there could be a chance that I'm pregnant." And they're like, "Pregnant? Like, what makes you think you're pregnant?" And she's like, "I've been craving things that I haven't normally been craving, like water." And then
Bitch, you're thirsty.
it cuts to Amy's little, "You're not pregnant, you're just thirsty. Go get yourself a drink."
Go get some water. Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. And, like, when she said that, I thought about how, like, how would her and her husband even have sex? They were both wheelchair bound.
He probably thought he was cream pie, but it was like a fold.
Ew. We love Queen Tammy in this house.
I'm
Don't
like,
say that.
I'm like trying to be like,
Be real.
I'm like trying to be like positive, inclusive. I'm like, where there's a will, there's a way. Like, I've never been with somebody in a wheelchair, but I'm sure.
That's what I can't, like.
It's like mixing two different slimes.
They put them in a paint shaker. Hope that they connect eventually.
That reminds me of a story I need to tell Corbin off camera.
Oh. It's a story I know?
I don't, maybe, probably.
Just tell her right now and I'll cut it if needed.
No.
I don't want it on camera.
Yeah. Don't listen to this man.
Camera's off, then we'll talk about it, but
I'm a lazy editor, I probably
forget.
Yeah, we finished the one last week and I was like, are you gonna edit that? Probably not.
Well, I didn't we didn't bring up anything risque. I made a few distasteful jokes, but I'm okay leaving that on the internet.
We were playing Roblox the other day, and this person we were playing with was like, I'm from Argentina, and you know, Roblox hashtags if something's inappropriate, and so Corbin was kind of just like trying to say shit to see if it would block it. Called them a border hopper. And Roblox blocks it, and then I think he felt so bad because immediately he goes, "Go Messi though," and then they're starting talking about sports, and he's like, "Yeah, no, like it's great." And
Go Messi though.
Yeah, and so he starts having these little conversations with her, and I was like, I'm the only one who knows you just called this woman a border hopper. It was crazy.
It's funny
I gave him
because Argentina isn't on the border. She was in Argentina. It's clearly not applicable. It's ironic.
It was funny though, and he was like I was playing the game and everyone else would go, "Oh, Roblox lets me say pee."
Was that when you were playing with Apollo?
Yeah.
Also lets you say whack
And
off.
I was on like FaceTime with Apollo, and I'll probably be like, "Corbin's going crazy in the chat." I know.
Corbin's going wild.
I know. And even yesterday when I was talking to Apollo, they were like, "I can't believe the stuff Corbin was saying on Roblox."
I don't remember half of it.
He blanked out.
I need to get on Roblox with you and Apollo. That sounds like
I'm
a
gonna
good
tell
time.
Apollo to bring their iPad to the.
For before the wedding?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because they said they're like, I'm gonna be anxious, so I might come earlier than the other bridesmaids. I was like, okay.
Lainey and Corbin are getting remarried next week, so we're all gonna play Roblox together in a hotel room.
So excited!
I'm so excited.
Corbin's not that
Are you so excited?
For you guys, yeah. I'm excited to remarry my wife.
he was
You
like,
know?
he was super chill about it. And then one night,
repossess my assets that she got in the divorce.
oh my god, yeah, he was like super chill about the wedding, like it was no big deal. And then one morning I'm at work, and he texted me, and he's like, I had a dream about the wedding. And like, what, like everything
I've had
went
some
wrong.
awful dreams about your wedding.
I have too. And then after that, he has been like on it and like anxious and like getting shit done. Like that day, he started like knocking shit off the list that I had been asking him to get done for like
He
a
tried on his
month.
suit.
He tried on his suit after I asked him to try his suit on like every day for like 2 weeks. He put together some of the playlist. He wrote his vows. Like after that dream, his ass got put into gear.
No, for real, because I had a dream where I freaked out that I forgot my dress.
I've had that dream.
I had a dream I forgot my dress, and your wedding was in like less than an hour, and I was like, Mom, I need my dress, but like she can't drive right now, and so I was like, what am I gonna do? I think it was either like the same night or the next night that I had a dream that it was my friend Gabby's wedding, because she already has been married for like over 6 months now.
Yeah.
But I had a dream back in time at her wedding, because we were supposed to be there all by like 4:30 or 5. And so in the dream she tells me like be there by 5, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And then I show up to her wedding at 5, and she's like, oh, it's nice for you to finally show up. Like it was supposed to start at 3 and it never got communicated to me. So I had this dream that my friend just like kicked me out of her wedding, and I felt awful.
I've had so many dreams. Falling, forgetting my dress, we can't figure out how to get my hair right, like the photographer never shows up.
After
like,
I had that awful dream, that I didn't have my dress, I wrote my speech that day.
Did you? I keep having to like go to my dress, double check it's there, where I left it, it's intact, and then I'm like, okay.
You still haven't seen it, have you?
No, I have not.
That's been so hard. That has been
That's been
the
so hard.
hardest.
I thought I was so funny because after Lainey like picked her dress, she was just like crying, and she was like, I'm so excited, I'm so happy, and I was like, not everybody gets to marry their husband for the second time. Or I forget, it was either me or your mom, I forget how we worded it. It was like, it's your first time marrying your husband
for
again.
the second time, yeah.
I'll get your sweater. The dress is dress. Why would you say that?
He keeps saying shit like that. Like, I said something about, like, this. What did I say?
We were dancing, and you were like, you gotta make sure not to step on my dress.
The spoiler! Spoiler! You told me about your dress! Spoiler! It's black, I know it,
What I will say about Lainey's
I know
dress,
it.
what I will say about Lainey's dress is that I picked it out.
Yeah.
I do remember you
And
telling me that.
I was telling Paul about
She
that.
had all her dresses that she liked, and then she was like, I want to look around and just see what other ones they have, and I was like,
Yoink. She picked the most expensive one.
no, I didn't. You picked the most expensive one.
It was like on the upper end of my budget though.
The most expensive one was that one with like the freaking cape thing you wanted.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't like a cape. It had like a thing that like went over the shoulders, kind of. I don't know how to explain it.
Bro. Yeah.
Shoulder boulder.
And then my mom was like, "You like that one?" And I was like, "Oh, I guess not."
Not after that reaction.
I was like, I was actually really in love with this dress, but like, it's okay.
Like, and say yes to the dress when they go out, and she's like,
I
"I'll
did
give you
not
and
expect-
stuff." And like the gay best friend is like,
I'm so serious. I did not. I thought everyone was just gonna like kiss my ass the whole time and think every dress was the best. But I was so excited for that dress. That dress was like, I was in love with it. I did not stop thinking about it. And when I walked out in it, and everyone's face went,
We were all like, no.
and my mom goes, "That one?" I was like, "Oh."
She's like, you like that one? And I'm like trying to be nice, but like tell Lainey how I feel, and I'm like,
It's
do
so
you feel like
original.
yourself in that dress?
Well, it was so plain. And that's what my mom's complaint was. She's like, "You just came out in the most beaded, gorgeous dress I have ever seen."
Oh yeah,
and
she
then
was
you
like,
walk
your
out in
last one
that."
was so fun and pretty, and then you do this one.
But I could never be like
Give opinions on stuff like that?
Absolutely not. I'm gonna be a man. I just have to sit there in a suit and tie.
My sister really didn't say much. Like, she didn't really say anything. But like, yeah, my mom was very. And then it was weird. Like when I started crying because I like loved my dress. I was half crying about the price, half crying because I loved it. And mom was like, "Why are you crying?" I was like,
No, for real. She was like, why are you crying? And I'm like, maybe just because she found like
my mom,
her wedding dress.
I
don't know.
Why are you upset? I was like, why aren't you crying?
It was actually so cute.
Why aren't you crying?
It was actually so cute because it was a little bit over budget, and she tried to call you, and you were at work, so you didn't answer.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And she was like, he's not answering his phone, and I was like, what did he tell you before, like about budget? And she's like, he just told me to get what made me happy, and I was like, he's not gonna be mad at you for buying this dress. Like, that's why we're here. It's for you to buy a dress.
I was like, I'm gonna spend like $1,000.
Then she called me afterwards. She was like, it was, I was like, ooey.
I just hope I get as lucky as
I
Gabby.
balance my books.
Oh, she got cheap, huh?
Because her dress and her veil were both on sale. She got her dress and her veil for like around $300, I think. I better get that lucky.
Yeah, just the other day you were like, you better cry about my $2,500 dress. I was like, $2,500?
25?
Yeah. But
Well,
she
I
was
thought it was
the dress,
like $12.50 or
then
$50.
alterations,
it was
then veil,
18.
I remember because
Then
you had to lump everything else
gas
in.
and time,
Like
sales
alterations.
Yeah, so I wanted to have like the jewelry, the shoes, the alteration, everything under like $2,000, and then
interest.
the dress itself was $1,800. Plus they asked for a tip for my consultant. So it was so stupid, and then the alteration.
Ask you a question.
No, they did. They were like,
I
This
would
is
have
for
helped
your
you get into
consultant.
those dresses for free. Like,
I was like, I could have looked around by myself, but they require you to see a consultant. You cannot try on dresses without a worker.
maybe I won't go there.
And yeah, I could have said no, but it was awkward because she like, as soon as I was about to hit no, my consultant walked out from the back and was like, "Hey, no, you picked up the dress."
Oh my
I was
gosh,
like,
she knew. She was like, now's my time.
so the $1,800 dress, the $200 alterations, the $100 in jewelry, $80 shoes.
$80 shoes?
Yeah, but I used them for both weddings,
Okay.
so. But yeah, so it's
Wait,
like.
you're using the same ones?
I can't afford.
I thought they were
my
white.
shoes. I know they're white, but I think it'll pop
That's a good point.
because there's.
I thought you were
Right,
wearing
that
the
doesn't
shoes
match.
Apollo got you.
Huh?
I thought you were wearing the shoes Apollo got you.
I'm gonna wear the boots that Apollo got me for the.
Those are so freaking
Reception.
cool. I kind
Reception.
of want some, and I don't even like wear cowboy boots.
If you have I know Sydney's wearing white cowboy boots, and then Apollo was like, "Oh my gosh, so I should wear black cowboy boots," and then I was like, "I'll wear my cowboy boots for dancing because the heels I am wearing are like kind of tall."
I'm gonna wear heels. I might bring other shoes, or just
I
not
would.
wear shoes at the reception.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Just get my grubby little grippers everywhere.
And my dress is long enough that you can't see my feet.
It's gonna sound like Ducky.
Yeah.
So
I was just gonna say, like, I don't think you're gonna be able
Yeah,
to see the white heels, but I didn't
Yeah,
know
you
if
can't
Corbin
see
knew
my
that,
feet.
so I didn't want to say it out loud.
Well, you know damn well I'm not wearing a short dress.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think you'll even be able to see her white
Yeah.
shoes with the dress.
I did have a
You
dream
could
I
wear freaking
tripped.
Crocs if you wanted to.
Yeah, I had a dream I tripped on my way down the aisle because the dress.
I would pee myself.
And so ever since then I've been like, should I just put it on and like try walking?
Just like
I would just send
walk
Corbin out
like
and stuff
from
like
that wall to here and back a couple times. Just like make sure you.
We're leaving the hotel and I'm just eating shit all over.
Well, you could do like a practice. Walk,
You
know?
fall
Like
getting
the-
into
I'll do
my
it with the
car.
girlies.
Yeah, you do it.
I'll have the girls help me.
It's like the old, like, Freaky Friday trope where someone, like, switches bodies with an adult woman and they, like,
Don't
wear
know how
high
to
heels
walk.
for the first time. It's the montage of them
They're
learning
tall.
how to
Their
walk.
ankles are like.
Yeah.
Well, and I thought it was funny because I was talking about like us all getting ready together, and I was like, "So, what are you doing to get ready?" He's like, "I'll shower, shave my beard,
Girl,
get
no.
dressed."
Wow.
Like,
There's gonna be what? You, me,
There's gonna be 7 or 8 of us.
Sydney, Maddie, Apollo, and then maybe other people.
Yeah.
Like, nah, we're waking up, we're like taking turns getting in and out of the shower,
Yeah.
like freaking army.
Shaving,
like, in, out,
everything.
in, out,
Yeah,
go.
like getting hair done. Like, what order do we have to do? Like the makeup and the hair, and then like we gotta help each other tie the dresses up because mine has a corset, Apollo's has a corset, and then
I
getting all of
literally,
us
like,
dressed.
I'm gonna put
face
my
hair.
foot on your back and be like,
That's
those
how I
corset
want it.
strings.
That's
I
how
know you
want
do.
it.
Oh, that hourglass figure?
She wants
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The
I want both of my kidneys touching each other.
The main dress I wanted, I loved it half because it had a built-in corset that you couldn't see from the
to
outside,
be. Yeah.
but it fucking snatched me. It did push my boobs.
Way
Out.
up. They were like
Out.
under her chin.
Oh my god, they were crazy.
They were like right here.
have you seen the women in Bridgerton? And their dresses are like.
Oh yeah.
I think
Yeah,
I have a
like
picture
that.
of that dress. I
I
have to
love
show
period
Corbin if I have a picture of it.
The bridesmaid playlist I put on Spotify. I made the picture of the dress that had my boobs like completely out. And Hannah messaged me. She's like, "Let me suck one."
Stop. I literally can't show any pictures because I only took pictures of the dress that you got. Because it was the one that I grabbed.
I showed her my number 2 where I was like, I'm a little devastated. Like the back of this dress was like.
And then I replied with my number 2, and she said, "Why did you send me a picture of your poop?"
Of course, Dallin laughed at that
Thank
joke.
you.
I thought it was
This
hilarious.
guy's great.
I'm here for comedic relief.
You need to take him everywhere. Don't go to Provo.
Dude, I still have not. Here, it starts a hello to me. It's hello.
Hi.
Who are you? This is a text at 10 a.m. No one's responded since.
Are we still getting brunch?
I don't know. The number's nowhere in my phone. I look through
I
like the
still think
things
about
that
this
call
one
like
too.
the
I think about that
groomsmen.
one and the veil.
No one.
Maybe it's.
I like
That one would have been really
I
pretty.
feel like it's probably
The tool
like a
just
girl
felt
at a
so
bar
cheap.
gave out a random number to
Oh.
a guy.
Probably I was like, hello.
Yeah.
You're lucky you didn't
Snatched
just
me
do
to
it.
high heaven.
Here's my hog.
And I talk
And
to
I'm
you.
just like,
The way you're like
For
spilling
my
off the
I'm
sides.
sorry.
too.
Yeah.
Side poster.
I'm spilling out of this dress. This is the dress that my mom was like, oh.
Is that the one?
It
You
is-
like that one?
It is very plain, but it
is,
was
yeah.
huge. The train was huge.
It
It
is. You can
was
see it.
long.
Splaying
It was
out.
so fucking long, and that's what I wanted. I was like, I am all about because of Twilight breaking down part 2, or one when she walks out in the wedding dress and it frames down the buttons going down her back and down the train.
Yes.
Kristen Stewart herself said she would wear that in a wedding. Like she was like that dress
I would
was
wear that in a wedding.
I
stunning.
don't have the kids for that.
Neither did Kristen Stewart. Ah!
We got off. We got off.
Anyways,
Did we do about an hour?
Probably.
I'm sure
Yeah.
we're over an hour, yeah.
my mom texted me and then just texted me again, so it's been about. I feel like I kind
hour,
of just
2
talk in
minutes.
circles. but
Yeah,
it's all-
almost
exactly. So.
Goodbye, world.
Peace.
Goodbye.
Did you finish?